Hello, Jason here from septictank.co.uk, and today's video is entitled Cost of a New Soakaway for Septic Tank. So basically, what is it going to cost you if you want to install a new soakaway for your septic tank? Or maybe you're looking to replace an old soakaway with a new soakaway for your septic tank. Well, I'm going to show you basically how much it's going to cost you, right? And how long it's going to take you to install. Now, typically, the soakaways that I'm looking here will cater for 1 to 12 people. So they're an approximation. So if you're only catering for 1 to 4 people, or maybe you're catering for 13 to 20 people, the point is you'll get a rough idea of what it's going to cost, and you'll understand the principle of what I'm trying to teach you here. All right, so I've got 3 columns here, and at the head of each column is the name of 3 of the most popular septic tank soakaways in the UK. Today, you've got the herringbone soakaway, you've got easy drain, and you've got septic tank crate. So let's start with the herringbone first. So the herringbone is called a herringbone because it's got a spine that runs down the middle of it, and you've got branches in V shapes that come off left and right. So that's why it's called a herringbone. Easy drain, well, that is the newest product on the market today, created by scientists in Germany. Basically, they're drainage pipes that come complete with connectors and this incredible membrane on, and you literally just dig the hole and throw it in there and cover it with soil. That's easy drain. I suppose that's why they call it easy, because it's easy to install. Also, you've got septic tank soakaway crates, which are like boxes or like the old milk crates, and come with membrane and stuff like that. And you've got to dig like a hole or a pit and put them in. So we're going to look at the cost of what it's going to cost to install each of these soakaways, and then you can make up your own mind which septic tank soakaway you would prefer to install. So you see here it's got materials, right? So we're going to look at the materials first of all of what it's going to cost for the herringbone system. All right, so typically when you're putting a herringbone soakaway in, it consists of 4 components. You've got the pipework, you've got membrane, you've got the gravel, and you've got an inspection chamber. All right, so typically the pipework for something like a soakaway for 1 to 12 people, you're going to need something like, and these are approximations, all right? So allow for 5 or 10% margin of error here, right? Because some materials may be more expensive when you look them up, you know, on the internet. Some may be in a sale. So there's a fluctuation. So these are approximations that I'm giving you. But nevertheless, typically, roughly, you're going to need about 30 lengths of 3-meter slotted pipe. These roughly cost about £10 each. So if you're getting 30 pipes at £10 each, it's going to cost you about 300 quid for the pipe work. Okay. Now you need membrane to cover that slotted pipe, right? Well, in fact, before I go on to the membrane, first of all, you're going to need gravel. Now gravel goes into the soakaway hole first. They call it a gravel bed. Okay, so you put all your gravel in, then you put your pipes on top of the gravel, and then you put more gravel on top of the pipes, and then you put the membrane on top of the gravel, right? So gravel, typically for a soakaway for 1 to 12 people, you're looking at roughly about 15 ton of gravel. Now, gravel's about £50 a ton, so let's do that. So 50 times 15, so the gravel is going to cost you, oh, let's get this right, about 750 quid. Now the membrane to cover that gravel and all the pipe work and, you know, the whole area that you've dug up to stop the soil getting into the pipes, oh man alive, a conservative estimate, I reckon, it's going to be at least about 300 quid. So I'll err on the side of caution and go for lower rather than higher here. You also need an inspection chamber. Why? Because the pipes that create the herringbone system feed into the outlet pipes of the inspection chamber, so you can start the run of them. Okay, and so typically an inspection chamber, 460mm inspection chamber, will cost you anywhere from 150 to 200 pounds. All right, so that's the materials for the herringbone. So what about the materials for the easy drain? Well, the easy drain, to cover the same area, you're looking at I think the pipes are slightly longer, but you're looking at about 20 pipes. And I think off the top of my head, they come with the membrane and the connector supplied to them. And so they're about, I think they're about 499 quid, something like that. I'm not far off on that. But as I said, they come complete. So whereas here they don't need any gravel either, which is why they call it easy drain. So you don't need gravel with it. The membrane is wrapped around the pipes. The pipes are perforated, so they let the liquid out. And an inspection chamber, again, is roughly going to cost you 150 quid for the easy drain to slot into. So on the inspection chamber, you've got like 3 outlets that you can stick the pipes into. You can either create a V, or you can have another pipe coming from the center of the inspection chamber. So imagine this is the inspection chamber here, and you can start your runs like that. All right, so septic tank crates. Well, typically for 1 to 12 people, you're looking at about 14 crates. And off the top of my head, from when I was doing my research before, it's about £799 for the Soakaway crates to go into a hole that would cater for 1 to 12 people. The membrane comes free with the crates, and the inspection chamber again will cost you about 150 quid. So there you go. So that's a comparison of materials there. So what about machinery and fuel? Well, typically to put a herringbone soakaway in is a big job. I'm not kidding. I've done many of them in my time. I lean towards other Soakaway products now, but again, I'm not going to demonize any septic tank or Soakaway product here. They're all very good Soakaways, right? And but let's get back onto the machinery here. So, okay, so let's say you've got an onion tank in the ground. The outlet on the onion pipe's about flipping at least a meter below the grass. So you've got to need a digger that's got the guts and is man enough to dig a hole at least a meter down. But then you're going to have to go deeper than that for the shingle bed, the pipes, the shingle on top, and the membrane. So you're looking at about 1.5 meters, 2 meters below the grass. So you need a good digger, which is at least a 3 or a 5 ton digger. So let's say you go for a 4-5 ton digger, right, which you need something with guts. It's going to cost you at least about 500 quid plus the VAT on that, right? And you're going to use at least 2 or 3 jerry cans of fuel. Digger for the easy drain, machinery and fuel, well, I'm not kidding, you can literally put them in by hand. They can go literally 1 inch or 2 below the grass. But let's say you get a digger, right? Let's put a digger in here. You only need your small doorstep digger, about 1.5 tons. And typically, last time I looked, I don't know, they're about 250 quid plus the VAT, something like that, to hire for the week. For the crates, again, you can use a doorstep digger. I mean, you're literally going down about 500 mil, which is, what's that, 0.5 meters, 1.5 foot. And again, you can get away with a doorstep digger on that. So about 250 quid again, plus VAT. So what about labour and time? Well, typically to put a herringbone septic tank soakaway in will take you, oh man alive, 3 or 4 days. I mean, if you don't use a dumper truck, you can use a wheelbarrow, but you imagine you've got this massive network of pipes, right? Big, massive area, half the size of a football field. Maybe it's the size of a football field, I don't know. It normally takes about 2 to 3 people, 3 days to do. So let's say you're paying them, right, 100 quid a day, right? That's going to cost you about 300 quid minimum in labour costs. If you do it yourself, you're going to be looking at least a week to put the herringbone system in. So time is money, isn't it? So it's got to cost you something, hasn't it? Because you're having to take it from somewhere, other things that you could be doing. So it's costing you money whichever way you look at it. So 300 quid, it's probably a lot less than what it will actually cost you. But as I said, we're on the side of caution here. All right, so the easy drain, labour and time. The easy drain soakaways, I'm not kidding, they take about 1 hour, 2 hours to put in, right, with a shovel or a spade. But let's say you use a digger, you've literally got to dig, because there's no gravel required with them, you just got to dig your trenches, put them in, slot them together and cover the soil back over them. They're absolutely amazing. So labour and time, I'm going to put, labour and time, I mean, you're going to take a day out anyway. It takes you about 2-3 hours maximum to put the soakaway in here. So I'm going to put something down. So I don't know, let's say it costs 50 quid for a bit of your time to put in, all right? So let's put something in there. The septic tank soakaway crates, they literally take an hour as well to put in. The whole takes you about 40 minutes by the time you put the crates in. Let's say an hour and a half, 2 hours. So I don't know, let's just put 50 quid in there as well. But time-wise, right, this will take you about 3 days minimum. That's with 2 or 3 blokes with you. This will take you flipping heck. I'm gonna put 2 hours on each of these. So I should really put 0 there, to be honest, because the time you're gaining, because they're so easy to put in. All right, so let's look at the total cost here, right? Let's add it all up, right? So you've got 300 quid for the pipework for the herringbone. You've got 300 quid for the membrane, 750 quid for the gravel, 150 quid for the inspection chamber, 500 quid for the fuel, 300 quid for 3 days labour, equals 2,300 quid times 1.2, which is the VAT. So in total, right, it's going to cost you a minimum of 2,760 quid for you to put your own herringbone system in, right? All right, that's purchasing all the bits and bobs and putting it in yourself. And it's going to take you at least 2 to 3 days to do, all right? So that's what you've got to factor in with the herringbone system. The easy drain pipes, okay, so 499 plus 150 quid for the inspection chamber, 250 quid for the digger, 50 quid's worth of time, say, 949 quid times 1.2, which is 20%. It's going to cost you 1,138 quid and 80p to put the easy drain in. And for the septic tank soakaway crate, 799 plus 150 plus 250 plus 50 gives you 1,249 times 1.2, which is 20%. So it's going to cost you about £1,498 and 80p. So there you go. That's what it will typically cost you if you want to put a soakaway in, right? Herringbone, easy drain or septic tank soakaway crates for 1 to 12 people. Personally, and yes, I'm going to be biased here, right? I've put many of those in. It's a no-brainer. For me now, and many other drainage firms lean towards the easy drain and the septic tank crates. Having to use no gravel, right? Something that only takes you 2 hours means you can get onto one job, put a couple of men on there, move on to another job literally within a day, right? Same with the septic tank crates. Time is money, right? You don't want to be faffing around all week just flipping digging holes and putting gravel in, and it's just madness. So, but look, I'm not demonizing the old herringbone system. Sometimes you do occasionally have to put them in, not really. They're a thing of the past. That's why they call them a traditional soakaway system, because they were popular in the 50s, 60s and 70s and 80s, and people who put them in now put them in because of they don't know any other way, basically, right? They don't know about easy drain or septic tank soakaway crates. Easy drain is modern technology. It's created by German scientists. As I said, they're really easy to install. And the same with septic tank soakaway crates. So personally, if I was to pick one of these, I would go for the septic tank soakaway crates, right? And I'll tell you why. Because typically, okay, so you've got a herringbone, which is like the size or half the size of a football field. Easy drain, typically you're talking about something like 25 foot long by maybe 15 foot wide, kind of footprint. Okay, only 1.5 foot deep. With the septic tank soakaway crates, you're looking at a footprint about 6 foot wide by about 9 to 12 foot long, 1.5 foot deep. So for me personally, right, I love the septic tank soakaway crates because they're a no-brainer and they really are the easiest to put in out of all of these things. And there you go. So I hope that's helped. I hope that's given you an idea or an indication of cost if you're going to put a new septic tank soakaway in. If you'd like more free help and advice, then just go to septictank.co.uk. You can see loads more free videos like this one, which will really help you. Or you can go onto Google and type in Septic Tank TV, or go to my Septic Tank TV channel on YouTube, and you'll see more. You see more of me and loads of free videos like these. And if you subscribe to my YouTube channel, right, you're in with a chance to win a £5,000 worth of septic tank and soakaway materials, which include worms, a septic tank, a soakaway, and all other goodies like that. So listen, thank you very much for watching this video today. You take care, and I'll speak to you soon. For more information, just click the link below this video, or visit septictank.co.uk for free help and advice.